Michael, the game is absolutely not dying. Ubisoft on XDefiant's year one roadmap. Great Dilly Hill or Insider Gaming. Ubisoft has published a sizable roadmap that covers XDefiant's first year on the market, outlining the next 3 seasons of content. In a blog post, the team highlighted the key development focus going forward, including bandwidth reduction efforts and improvements to XDefiant's netcode and hitreg. In the relatively transparent blog post, the team stated quite clearly that the game is absolutely not dying, addressing recent community-driven concerns that XDefiant is already on shaky ground mere months after the release. When it was released in May, XDefiant soared up the charts, quickly becoming regarded as as the first Ubisoft title to hit substantial milestones as rapidly as it did. As a free-to-play multi-platform shooter, it was essentially guaranteed that XDefiant would do well at launch, but the numbers quickly paled as gamers moved on to bigger and better things. Today, the player count is wearing, and sentiment around the game has faded. The viewership on socials and streaming platforms is slim to nothing. But Ubisoft is determined to keep the game afloat, despite recent claims that it has a brief window to turn things around before the game enters dangerous territory. In a blog post written by Mark Rubin on the year one roadmap, it was said, "I just want to quickly address the status of the game, i.e., is the game dying? No, the game is absolutely not dying. We know there are things we need to improve, like netcode, hitreg, and adding more content to progression, but the game is doing well. We just want it to do better, and we do that by addressing the concerns of our community, which has always been the plan. Ubisoft is very much behind us and has allocated more resources to the team in order for us to do that. Today, the team will reveal what's coming in Season 2 of XDefiant, but until then, users can leaf through the graphic novel provided by Ubisoft ahead. Dude, they've got Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4 all planned out for year one. Not a bad year one roadmap, but from the rumblings we heard, man, it's all about this season or Season 3, and then it could be gone. Maybe not?
I don't think if you have to come out and tell people we're not dying, we promise, yeah, you're not in a good spot, right? If your game's doing well, you never have to hear a company say, oh, hey, we're not dying. So
yeah,
I would assume that maybe this means that they're on better ice than what we thought, right? I mean, as you said, we talked about it. It felt like this game was basically like, if this month isn't good, this game goes away. So I'll be curious to see. I think, unfortunately, this game dies in, what day is it? The 19th, in about a month, because that's when Call of Duty comes out. And no matter, free-to-play is great. It gives it that ability that if good content comes out, people will hop back in. But it also means you have to find a way to make money, which is battle passes, which is skins, and how do you handle that? And all of that will pale in comparison to the moment Call of Duty dropped, because Call of Duty's now on Game Pass. So you can get Call of Duty for $20, $25, depending on what the price of the premium Game Pass is when Call of Duty comes out.
Sure.
That's going to be when it's over. Then you have Verdansk coming back to Warzone in probably early 2025. Warzone's still free. You're really not going to make it, unfortunately. So I think XDefiant probably propped up, Drew, maybe by a very slow 2024. We've talked about it a lot. This year kind of paled in comparison to previous years and what we're seeing next year. Think it hit that window, and then as soon as the few big titles for this year came out, we started to see that player count decline. Maybe we get a little bump, but yeah, I would say come October, this game's basically going to be on life support, and it wouldn't shock me about about a month into Call of Duty or so, we get an announcement like, hey, we've got to pull the plug, because I just don't think any shooter is going to stand up to Call of Duty, especially if you're already struggling to tread water when there's nothing on the market right now, Drew.
No, which is fair, right? So they're adding new factions, new maps, new weapons, a new mode, a new map type, bots, private matches, which is kind of cool, limited time modes. That's the big plan moving forward, right? For the next couple seasons here. Is it enough? I don't think so. When you do compare it to Call of Duty and what's coming ahead, I think you're in already troubled waters, and then to see if you can pull out and rise above Call of Duty, dude, it was labeled the Call of Duty killer that is yet to exist. So we'll see where they lie. And yeah, like you say, once Call of Duty happens, everybody's going to jump ship. They're going to go over there, and then XDefiant's going to be left in the dust. Whether or not, once Call of Duty fades off, It's a matter of can XDefiant then pick it back up.